Victoria is the capital of Australia.
What is it?
Victoria is the capital of Australia.
Oh, it's Melbourne, isn't it?
But I know Victoria.
So this is a very long video, but it's very interesting if you're going to live off the grid or live in a outside area.
And you're protected from the insects.
I'll do the beginning.
You have to check on a few other things. So let's go in and I'll show you what it's all about. We're at the main entrance on the west side of the house.
Oh,
And we'll walk
why is it tilted?
It's cool, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing you see is gray water planter, the windows out the front face,
Rainwater what?
and up here we have skylight vents.
So you don't want to like go to the extreme. You don't want to be completely off the grid, but if you have to, this is good tips, and you can apply those tips in new houses. Just a few little tips that can help a lot in the temperature. I think the thermal mass thing is picking up a lot of steam. People are doing a lot of earth mass stuff.
Vent box. So the first thing we see here is our windows out the front face. You can open these for ventilation. I like to open them at the end of a hot day for to cool off the house. You can close these screens right here. Make sure you use 2 hands to do it and close them evenly, or else they might bind up, and you're protected from the insects. To open and close it, the screen needs to be open. So to close it, just pull it shut, and then turn the handle 90 degrees to the left. Now, this is completely closed. If you let it about ½ inch and then close again, it stays open, you're protected from the rain. Rain can't get in, but there's a little bit of ventilation coming through. There's also a vent on the top, does the same thing. This is closed,
No,
this is
actually,
open,
it's busy,
so
it's
hopefully
very
you got a
long.
little bit of circulation going
This one's
on.
Just wanted to announce, in addition to 10 guest speakers at this year's Textile Summer Camp 5 in Vermont, holding hands on building workshop, we'll be bringing out some off-grid lightweight solar ovens as part of live demonstrations, and we still have more live demos to announce.
Facility at Earthship Biotecture. All right, so we're going to go in this home today. This is one of the newer homes built by Earthship Biotecture. It is a 2-bedroom, single-bathroom home with an attached garage. We like to call it the Wavy House. Mike Reynolds, the owner and inventor of Earthship Biotecture, he does like to name all of the homes. So welcome to the Wavy House. All right, so we're going to start by just entering the drive-in, the garage, I guess. So this is a full two-car garage. So we're gonna come on in.
Nice.
Hurry up, lady.
So all of the earth strips, they're made with about 45% recycled material. So you'll see a lot of bottles, cans, and car tires, especially if you come to Taos and see some mid-construction builds. But some of this bottle work is very tastefully done, and it kind of acts as almost like a stained glass window, but it's gold. Be eaten here, lights popped right here. It's a lot cooler in this room.
This is what I want to show you
Close
here.
to 90 outside. Pretty constant, all compacted. These are actually cooling tubes.
It's cooling tubes,
So
all right.
we are in the newest global model
Yeah.
Earthship. All of the global model Earthships, they have these cooling tubes.
Just taking advantage of the cool underground temperatures. Yeah.
So you see this like, little big hole inside the house? It's a whole thermal mass, like it's huge. It's built out of tires and cement, actually tires and mud, and it will store a lot of the heat, and also is cool during the day. And just using passive and convection, you don't even need to put a fan through it. You just open those windows, and it's gonna be cold air coming into your house for free all summer. And again, this is in Arizona where they need the cool. In the winter, it will do the same thing. There's a lot of
So you can see this goes all the way through the berm of the house. So just like a cave or a basement, we do have about 15 to 20 feet of compacted earth behind the house.
That much. Yeah.
Or if you had a natural hillside on your property, you could build right into the hillside, and it will tap into that cool earth temperature, and that thermal mass temperature can store itself in the walls.
Yeah.
But this tube goes all the way through a few tire courses up, because this is a tire wall. So compacted earth tire wall. That's earthquake-proof, fire-proof, no off-gassing from the tires. This goes all the way through the berm, that big mass of dirt behind it.
Yeah, you get that idea.
So what's the depth you gotta dig into?
Huh?
How deep you gotta dig into the earth?
Well, the bigger the more you gotta get out
Oh,
of it.
so the more you go, the more you
The
get.
bigger it is, the more you gotta get out of it.
Yeah, the cooler, the deeper down, the cooler.
Yeah.
It's rich.
Awesome, man. I built a house like that.
Off the grid, I'm ready. Any one of them houses ASAP.
Where's the leak, man? I have a stupid farm too.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
where did we stop last time with water?
Efficiency.
Huh? Right.
Wow.
Right?
What are you asking me? Yeah. Okay, let's start. So water efficiency. So we're talking about the water use, and if you go watch a few of those energy designs or efficiency designs, you'll see there's a lot of water efficiency involved and some hot water usage involved. At the end, it is possible to minimize the house consumption of power, and these things are picking up steam as the DOE trying to modernize the energy consumption. And it doesn't have to be to the extreme where you go to like a style where you have to go live off the grid, but at least you can tap less into the grid and be efficient into using your stuff. So first of all, you can reduce water consumption. Did anybody ever hear about gray water? Gray water.
Water,
Yeah.
water without raw sewage.
So gray water can be reused, and a lot of buildings in New York City now are trying to reuse gray water, which means that the water you use to wash your hands can go into your toilet as a flush. So you can reuse that water, but flushing uses a lot of water. So you use your sink. Sometimes in some portable, you'll see the sink goes drain all completely into the toilet. So that's great. Reusing of gray water. Gray water can be used also to water the plants.
Rainwater?
Gray water.
Gray?
Yeah.
Okay.
The color.
The color.
Yeah, but what if you're washing your hands and you have soap in that and you're like, oh, here.
Well, if you use the right amount of soap, then soap is not going to. That's a good question. Soap is okay for flushing, but for the plants it goes through filters. There are some filters you can put where you can
Yeah, but
filter
my
out the
dog
water.
drinks toilet water.
Huh?
My dog drinks toilet water.
So do you.
Yeah, yeah.
Drink also toilet water.
There's a lot of what ifs, okay? But in some buildings they do have actually in a lot of buildings in Boston and New York City you have like a lot of use of gray water, especially if it's a big, huge building. So there's a gray water, there's black water that go into like a septic tank and get filtered and can be used for green roofs or plants watering. So there are some few techniques you can use to reduce the water consumption, especially for hot water consumption in New England. Reduce the size of storage tank water. How can you reduce the size of storage tank water?
Insulate better.
I want to reduce the size. What is the size of, huh?
Why would we?
No, how can I reduce the size? What is the size depends on how much I'm spending, right? So if you have a washer or a dishwasher that has its own heating element, I can have a smaller size tank.
Oh.
So the size of water of the tank depends on how much water you consume as you go. Reduce the losses through the piping. Huh?
Can you change like the pressure so that you use less water?
You could. So the more water you're going to heat, the more energy you're going to consume, and that eventually will lead you to have bigger tank. Sorry, no phone, please. Sorry. Yeah.
Would it be more efficient to have like a little tankless water heater?
Yeah, that's what
No, at each like at a tub spout or like a
shower
faucet,
Yeah.
or like just like a little tankless one.
It is very efficient. It's becoming more efficient.
Just have that be the only way you have heated water.
Yeah.
Would that be more efficient than having like a water tank or?
Wouldn't it cost more though in the long run having
Yeah.
available for
It depends on how much you use and how much you alternate. But it will eventually make your usage for hot water less than it's supposed to.
If it's all electric though, I mean.
And you can, probably by now you can do the come on guys. You can do the calculation to know how much are you using this hot water. But having on-demand hot water for the faucet is way more efficient than having a big storage tank that's fly over the faucet. So we do that in a lot of places, huh?
It's awesome.
Yeah. And some of them actually for shower they have gas.
Yeah, it's awesome. I was going in last last weekend and it's pretty great.
Yeah, I'm glad you agree.
Yeah.
The DOE is really happy at you. So water saving shower heads, kind of talking about like shower heads. Some of them are more efficient than others and give you the same amount of pressure. So that's something you want to look into. You save the amount of hot water you use when you're talking.
No, I said I hate to see my parents' bathroom.
Heat traps are okay, actually are important. What do? Whenever we draw some hot water, we're gonna have some vents. Otherwise, it's going to let a lot of the hot air come out, and the water will lose temperature as we go along. So having heat traps is very important. So only the excess pressure will come out, but will not invite a lot of cold air in. The pipe insulation. A lot of the water, did you ever notice that when you turn on your hot water faucet, it takes at least a minute or so for the hot water to come in? That means it's insulated or it's not that far. If you're going to pressurize the water all the way from the basement to your bathroom, by the time it gets there, it's going to lose some temperature. So insulating the hot water pipes will conserve some energy, and you'll use less hot water as it goes along. Recalibrate the tank temperature to 120, which is optimum. However, if the tank is very far from your bathroom or where you need to use the hot water, you're gonna have to go up to 140 because you're losing temperature as you get in there. So you can turn on only hot water without mixing, and you're never gonna get hot water. You'll be standing waiting for the shower to heat up for at least 10 minutes, which wastes water and semi-hot water. So 120 is optimal if it's close to you. Otherwise, you're going to have to go and insulate all the pipes. Otherwise, you will lose a lot of temperature going up all the way to your bathroom. And that's another advantage for tankless on-demand hot water. It's right where you need it. So all these losses are eliminated. That's up to 20% of hot water losses and energy losses in hot water. So that's why on-demand are really good. And you want the water to be around 120. What is the problem of having the water between 90 and 110?
Bacteria or bacteria?
Bacteria, yeah. Question.
Is that the temperature at the tank or at the faucet?
Huh?
At the tank.
At the tank. At the tank, yeah. Minimum.
I thought they wanted 150.
Yeah. Huh?
I thought they wanted 150.
It depends on the distance. 120 is good. Guys, come on. Tank flush. So if you have a tank, the tank has to be flushed periodically. The oxidation from the metal inside the tank will accumulate in the bottom of the tank, and eventually it will grow some bacteria. And if you do, and that little sediment in the bottom is going to be a very good area for bacteria to grow and more oxidation. So the tank has to be flushed once a year at least. And there's always a valve here that you can open and flush the entire tank, and probably it's good for you to open the tank as well, the top, and clean it. But at least flushing will periodically move some of the sediments so it will not accumulate. The stuff you see when you open this plug is very discouraging.
How many people do you think actually drain that?
Not a lot of people, which is really bad.
Yeah.
That's really bad for your system. Also for your boiler, you're supposed to flush the boiler once a year. If you look at the water coming out from it, has a lot of sediment, a lot of dust, a lot of oxidation. So you have to flush the system at least once a year. And again, what are the components of those of here? Bacteria, dust, and also the oxidation from the anode rod. This rod is a sacrificial piece, which is a metal that will oxidize faster than the tank. So what would happen? As we heat the water is good. It's not distilled water. It has some salt in it. Do you agree? Water has some salt in it. It's not distilled. Distilled water has nothing but water, pure water. But all water has some ions in it, some salt. When you heat the water, the ions inside the water are becoming more active, so they will react more and try to conduct metals between them. So the heat expedites the oxidation, and there's oxygen. So again, you're gonna have a lot of byproducts of metal, and they will accumulate in the bottom. This anode rod is available in all tanks. It has to be changed, not changed, it has to be replaced every year because it's gone. You put like a 2 feet rod in the middle in the tank and it will oxidize and it will be gone. Once it's gone, what will happen? You will start eating the tank. So this is sacrificial product you put in there to be oxidized before the tank or the piping. Yeah.
Where do you flush the tank to? City water or something?
Yeah, yeah. Usually there's a drain over there or a bucket. Flush it in a bucket. Yeah. It's not that toxic, but it's not something you want in your system. It's oxidized metal. This rod has to be changed periodically, and nobody does that. And once you run out of rod, it's going to be eating your tank and your system, and you don't want that. So replace the anode every 2 to 3 years, or at least check it every year. It's about 30 to 40 inches on top of the tank. A lot of the time it's really hard to replace because the tank is stuck in a place where you cannot take out or put a big rod. So imagine putting 3 feet rod in where the ceiling is too low, you cannot put it inside. So they sell a replacement for anodes that look like sausage links with small little pieces, so you drop them one at a time. And you can watch some YouTube videos about that, but they have to be changed periodically, otherwise you're going to oxidize your tank. What happens if you oxidize the tank? It will leak, and it happens a lot more than you think. It will flood your basement with hot water. It can cause electrical powers failure. So it's a serious thing. A lot of people skip on those little maintenance things. You have to just emphasize how important this is. How much is the tank? Hot water tank installed around $2,000 to have the tank installed, and probably the damage it causes if it leaks, it's huge. So you gotta think about that. So pros and cons for all those systems. What are the options? What are we putting? What are we taking out? Why do we need to replace these things? So for gas and propane, they are low initial cost, easy to install. They have lower energy factor and require separate chimney and vent. That's some of the pros and cons. And again, there is no ultimate system that fits all. Every situation is different. As Connor said, I have a small bathroom, guest bathroom. Should I do a piping all the way from the basement to the guest bathroom? Maybe I shouldn't. I use this bathroom maybe once a week. I put an on-demand heater for that, and that should be enough. Can I have on-demand that is gas? Yes. There are gas on demand. There are electrical on demand. What is the problem with electrical heaters?
It needs a lot of amp. You need a 200 amp box.
I mean, the
to
cost.
hook that thing up.
Cost? What else?
They take a while to get
While? What
You
is
need
it?
200
Right
amps
up
just
to
to
air.
put one in your house.
Yeah.
Basically.
Size up there.
What else?
Dust and they can burn it.
What is the heating element made of? Metals, tungsten, different alloys. The problem, if eventually they are in touch with the water, if you leak some water into it and if it gets corroded, the electrical current going to run through the water. I'm probably gonna wash your hands and get zapped. And this is no joke, it did happen to me. I stepped into the shower, and the water was kind of tingly. Okay, what is this? It didn't cross my mind what's going on. I thought maybe just my mind, maybe I just slept funny, or maybe I have some nervous damage or whatever. Then I finished the shower, I left, I came back again at night, and I was like, the same thing is continuing to happen. And I guess trying to find what's going on. There's no electricity near the faucet or the bathroom. So where is it felt like a current, like it's not that much, it's how much you get if you touch 12-volt battery, but it's still there. So I opened the water tank, and I've noticed that the electrical element is corroded and it's touching the water. It was a 220 tank, so eventually if it was corroded enough, probably I would have been zapped. And I don't know if it would have killed me or not, but probably. But
It's gotta have
yeah.
something in there at a certain point with it.
Yeah.
It turns it off.
Yeah.
That happens with like water fountains a lot too.
Yeah, yeah.
They radiators in my house.
Yeah, water fountain does happen a lot, so you gotta pay attention to it.
The radiators in my house had like 60 volts. It was leading through somewhere when it drowns.
Yeah, yeah. So that's one advantage. We have water, using this water, and the water has the current going through it. So that is a little bit dangerous. And gas and storage condensing water heater, what do we mean by recovery efficiency? How long would it take to recover the hot water? You use all the hot water, get away an hour for another shower? That's another issue. So, for example, you have a house with 3 people living in it. If you don't have efficient on-demand heater, you're gonna have to wait a little bit. One person will go shower and have to wait half an hour for the water heater. So that's another advantage of having the proper on-demand hot water heater. And again, some of them look like a small closet you can put in your bathroom, and it will heat the water coming in the shower right on the spot. So instead of storing water and recovering the water, hot water, it's better to have on demand. They're expensive, they require more service, and eventually we have to include the gas storage tank into your maintenance schedule. It's stainless gas, high efficiency, low annual cost, easy to install, and can be sealed. What do I mean by sealed? Huh? What else? What do we say about sealed combustion? What is sealed? By sealed, I mean it takes the water, it takes the air from the outside and pump to the outside. So you put a hole in the wall, just plug it in there. The air coming through the combustion is coming from the outside directly, and it's exhausted to the outside. So it has nothing to do with the house intake. So sealed design is very good, and they're very easy to install. They used to be expensive, and the venting is not a big deal. You can open it the wall, but the prices are dropping. And again, back to the example, they have many faucets, and I want to put on demand. If I'm going to put on demand for each, if I use gas on demand for each bathroom, I'm going to put a hole all over the house. It doesn't make sense. I mean, I'll do it for the main shower, but I will use electrical on demand for small faucet. If you think about the energy cost, how long, if you have a faucet, you have to wash your hands. How long are you going to wash your hands for? 3 minutes? 5 minutes? That's nothing. Even if it consumes 1.5 kilowatt hour, that's nothing. When it talks to minutes. Huh?
I said, how long's happy birthday? How long you wash your hands for?
Okay.
That's how long you wash your hands.
That's a long gas home.
So let's say,
They're dirty. I mean, come on.
let's say if I have 1 kilowatt heater, and I'm going to use the heater for an hour, how much will it cost me? If it's 15 cents kilowatt hour. 15 cents for 1 hour. That's not that bad. Again, you have to optimize the cost and how long are you using it for. Electric storage water, they have efficiency of 0.95, which means all the energy you put into it going to turn into heat, but they're very expensive. They have long recovery time, and they also what do they say? They take too much. They're expensive to run. Did you ever use a water heater for making tea or coffee? How long does it take to heat that 1 liter of water? Huh? More than a minute. More than a minute. Not 10 seconds, I wish. So for 1.5 liter, a Keurig has only small water heater for 1 cup. It depends. The surface area you use is very big. If you're around like 6 inches, that will take 2 to 3 minutes at 1.5 kilowatts to reach for the ball to go from room temperature to boil.
Have you seen the induction ones now?
Huh?
The ones now where it's an instant induction tops
For what? For cooking or for water heating?
for your range.
Yeah, range is different. I'm talking about boiling water.
Oh, for now.
So boiling water requires a lot of temperature, plus 2 to 20. So they're still very slow, and that's why the recovery time is very long. What about heat pumps? So heat pump is like an AC, right? You're gonna use the BTU in the air to pump into your water. So those are viable, they're very efficient, but again, if the room is very cold, probably it's not going to work as well, and it will cool the room around it. Make sure you read this page carefully because it's gonna be in the quiz with the pros and cons. I'm gonna ask you what are the pros and cons for each one of those. Indirect water heater, they're cheaper. What is indirect water heater? What does it look like? This is gonna be in the quiz. What does indirect water heater look like? Look it up in the slides. Indirect water heater has a coil that goes into your boiler. So assuming you have a boiler or furnace, there's a coil that goes into the water heater, and it takes the temperature, absorb some temperature and heat the water. And I will show you in the lab what it looks like. We have a few minutes. Solar water heater is the one we have outside here. We'll look at it as well. And the fuel is free. It works very well. It's not a good option for cold climate, but it will still help your house heat, especially during the summertime. So you don't have to use your hot water heater in the summertime. They're expensive. They used to be. They're more economical now, and they're seasonal. And storage can be expensive, a lot of it. I will stop this. This is the lecture about water heater. I want to show you what they look like in real life. So we have two examples in the lab here. So go and look at it.
So this whole page is gonna be on the quick.